People think they know Busta Rhymes. They see his high-octane performances, the rapid-fire lyrics, and that booming voice. But for a long time, low-key whispers have suggested there's a hidden side to this rap legend, one that's about to come crashing into the public spotlight if the rumors about 50 Cent's upcoming Diddy documentary are even halfway true. The question is, will Busta Rhymes be the next artist to face the full force of a high-profile scandal? Or is this all just talk? In the world of hip-hop, few figures have commanded as much immediate attention as Busta Rhymes. From his days with leaders of the new school, right through his breakout solo career, Busta carved out a niche as the larger-than-life artist who could rap at breakneck speed over electrifying beats. He wore unforgettable outfits, like that infamous head-to-toe yellow at the VMAs, and headlined tours that fans still talk about. Busta built an image based on sheer energy. He was the guy who'd pull up to a show and bring the house down in seconds. It seemed like every part of him screamed unstoppable, from his music videos to the dramatic stage sets. But as all that star power was exploding, some folks were quietly chattering that his late-night lifestyle was far more complicated than it looked. For years, the rumor mill suggested Busta had certain preferences that he kept behind closed doors. Now, those rumors could turn into a very public spotlight if the stories swirling around 50 Cent and Diddy prove true. For ages, talk show hosts, YouTubers, and social media detectives have hinted that Busta might be connected to a hidden undercurrent in the hip-hop community. The first big wave of these whispers came from someone named Big Homie CC, who's known for being in the mix as a promoter, bodyguard, and general industry insider. According to him, Busta's team often demanded the VIP section be stocked with fun boys, setting the stage for late-night sessions that certain promoters apparently took care of. Think about it. If these claims are to be believed, then every time Busta walked into a club, folks already knew to roll out a red carpet of good times that had less to do with women and everything to do with men. Allegedly, it was such an open secret in certain circles that nobody even batted an eyelid. Until now. Even more intriguing is the question of why these stories stayed under the radar for so long. Was it because promoters wanted to stay on Busta's good side for the business opportunities, or was it simple fear? After all, stepping on the toes of a superstar who can pull major strings in the industry is risky. The story only gets wilder from here. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Big Homie CC's accounts are some of the most detailed. He describes going out one night with a small crowd, including a man who happened to be gay. The moment Busta allegedly noticed that man, it was as if a switch flipped. Big Homie claims Busta or his entourage physically drew the guy behind the velvet rope into the VIP area like there was no time to waste. Supposedly, Busta kept him so close that leaving wasn't even an option. According to these stories, club promoters got wind of this preference and started planning for it in advance. Any night Busta appeared, they'd gather a small group of men who were open to a good time. Big Homie even suggested that Busta would flirt openly, calling certain men cute and leaning in with laser-focused attention. Why would someone like Big Homie CC risk industry connections just to spill the beans? Some people say it's clout chasing, but others believe frustration boiled over. After all, Big Homie also talked about Busta's alleged anger issues, especially with women, indicating a deeper conflict. Could it be that living a double life leads to aggression in unexpected ways? Or maybe it's pure coincidence. For now, everything's still speculation, but it's enough to make longtime fans do a double take. If these were the only stories making the rounds, folks might shrug them off. But Busta's name has popped up in multiple accounts from men claiming they encountered him under eye-opening circumstances. One social media personality, Trip Ali, recounted a Halloween weekend in New York City, where he says Busta personally grabbed his hand, held it longer than normal, and invited him straight into his VIP. Trip said he was initially excited. This was Busta Rhymes after all, but the bizarre vibe escalated into a heated argument with friends, which ended with Trip not going. To this day, he wonders what would have happened if he'd gone into that exclusive party. Rumors only ramped up when paparazzi photos surfaced, allegedly showing Busta leaving a Pride-adjacent event with a trans woman on his arm. Again, it's all rumor, yet these conversations keep showing up in corners of the internet. Then there's Orlando Brown, who's no stranger to controversy himself. Though many folks dismiss his rants, some were struck by how he named not just Diddy but also Busta, claiming they had behind-the-scenes encounters. Sure, Orlando Brown's claims might be outlandish. He said a lot of questionable things. but the fact that Busta's name keeps coming up across multiple stories is impossible to ignore. At what point does repeated gossip turn into something worth a closer look? And the industry chatter only got louder. Here's where things get especially sticky. Diddy has faced an avalanche of allegations in recent months, ranging from claims about controlling behavior to hush-hush FO parties that might involve younger men. As these allegations started stacking up, Busta was asked about his friend's legal woes and moral scrapes. His response? He told people to reserve judgment. He suggested that folks needed to learn all the facts before jumping to conclusions, which sounds fair unless you interpret it as a protective stance because Busta has something to hide too. This is where the pot really starts to stir. Diddy's star power is so massive that if he's going down, speculation says he might not go down alone. For decades, rumors swirled that Diddy had receipts, video footage, audio recordings, or other documentation on many high-profile artists who partied with him. With 50 Cent stepping up to produce a documentary about Diddy's life, the fear among some in the industry is that all of these skeletons will come tumbling out of the closet, Busta's included. And if the rumors are correct, there are potentially tapes capturing Busta indulging in the same fun boy antics that have dogged Diddy's reputation. If Busta's telling the world to mind their business, maybe he's just being cautious. Then again, maybe he's hoping to avoid the exact brand of meltdown currently circling Diddy's life like a hawk. Few people in hip-hop are as strategic or as petty as 50 Cent. He's built an entire persona on pulling receipts and turning them into marketing gold. While other artists were busy attending Diddy's lavish events, 50 famously avoided them. He's admitted multiple times he never trusted the vibe. He didn't like the rumors of ex-workers, fun boys, or hush-hush after parties. Now, that distance might pay off because he's apparently got enough distance to release a documentary exposing it all without incriminating himself. Insiders say 50's documentary is slated for Netflix, produced under G-Unit Films and Television Inc., and directed by Alex Stapleton. This is legit storytelling power, not some thrown-together gossip reel. According to these rumors, 50's project includes on-camera accounts from people who allegedly saw or experienced Diddy's parties firsthand. And guess whose name keeps sliding into the conversation as one of the major co-stars? Busta Rhymes. More than one insider claims Busta has privately pressed 50 to exclude him from the documentary. But 50 loves a good standoff, and there's no bigger motivator for him than someone telling him to stand down. If there's truly footage or interviews implicating Busta, now is the worst time for Busta to try to hush it up, because 50 absolutely relishes delivering the final blow. So the question lingers. If Busta has nothing to hide, why the fuss? Why not just ignore the chatter and keep it moving? This is also far from the first time Busta has been at the center of controversy. Going back to at least 2006, he faced charges relating to violent episodes, one involving an alleged machete in his vehicle. Then came a 2007 scuffle with his former driver over money, which ended in a misdemeanor charge. Over time, Busta gained a reputation for having a short fuse, especially with fans who rubbed him the wrong way. More than one fan has claimed he launched water bottles or fists in their direction for seemingly minor reasons. Could these outbursts be evidence of a man grappling with internal conflicts, or are they just the unfortunate side effects of a celebrity lifestyle that has zero tolerance for disrespect? Nobody's claiming a direct link between rumored hidden desires and actual violence, but it raises eyebrows when the same name keeps popping up in edgy accusations. As the Diddy scandal rattles the industry, people are revisiting Busta's track record and seeing potential patterns. At the core of many wild nights is tension that sometimes erupts into chaos. Fans who once found his fiery energy charming now wonder if there's a darker dimension at play. Whether that speculation is fair or not remains an open debate, but speculation is exactly what watchers of the documentary will be hungry for. Let's be real, 50 Cent's upcoming documentary on Diddy might be one of the biggest bombs to drop on the hip-hop world in years, maybe even ever. If it's as revealing as the insiders claim, it could lead to a domino effect of disclosures. Already, lesser-known industry folks are stepping forward with stories about private jets, hush money, suspicious extra rooms at parties, and random NDAs that kept them silent. And if Busta's name appears among the list of participants in these alleged high-roller gatherings, his entire career narrative might shift. Hip-hop fans are already reeling from so many controversies hitting at once. From Diddy's own legal entanglements to revelations about other iconic artists, it's like the entire scene is under a massive spotlight. Some artists are keeping their heads down, hoping they won't be singled out. Others, like Busta, are telling the media they're reserving judgment. But in an age where the truth, or at least some version of it, always finds its way online, the real question is whether we're about to watch the downfall of multiple legends who flew a little too close to the sun. And let's not forget the possibility that many of these claims could be exaggerated or manufactured. Sometimes rumors spiral out of control because they're juicy. The only reason this feels different is the sheer volume of people with matching stories, plus the involvement of 50 Cent, who's not exactly known for making idle threats. Whether you believe Busta Rhymes has been living a double life or think the gossip is a string of half-truths, there's no denying the intensity of the storm that's brewing. The potential inclusion of Busta in 50 Cent's Diddy documentary has hip-hop fans watching with bated breath. People want to know if the man who once electrified entire arenas could be the next victim of an industry-wide reckoning. The biggest mystery? What secrets, if any, does 50 Cent's documentary truly hold? Is there actual footage tying Busta to the rumored fun boy parties? Or is Busta being dragged into Diddy's mess simply because of his longtime friendship and sporadic slip-ups with fans in the past? For now, we have only questions, speculation, and a growing sense that the boundary between myth and reality in hip-hop is about to vanish. If the documentary drops with the kind of explosive evidence people suspect, it might be a defining moment not just for Busta Rhymes, but for an entire era of rap legends who lived like there were no consequences. In the end, nobody escapes the truth forever, especially when 50 Cent is the one holding the receipts. So, is Busta Rhymes about to face the heat head-on, or will he slip through this storm untouched and exonerated? Until the final curtain lifts, all we can do is watch, wait, and brace ourselves for whatever might be lurking in that documentary. The real revelations may just rock the entire culture to its core, and Busta's fate remains an unsettling question mark in the center of it all. Thanks for tuning in. If these swirling stories are true, we might be on the edge of one of hip-hop's biggest turning points. And if they're just hot air, then Busta's name could be another victim of an overactive rumor mill. Until we get the full story, the tension between reality and speculation is exactly what keeps people talking. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and be ready. Because in a world where social media never stops and 50 Cent never backs down, today's rumor could be tomorrow's headline. And tomorrow's headline might change everything.